Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Today we're looking at San Remo Oasis and Amalfi condos in City de Mare, which is in the SRP, the South Road Properties of Cebu City, Cebu, the Philippines. And I will show you a map later. It's by Filinvest, is the developer. This is San Remo Oasis, and it's a huge development. I will tell you a little more about that and that whole area. The large SM Seaside Mall is in that area, and I have read that SRP is the 10th largest man-made island in the world. So how about that? You can purchase units here, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom primarily, and I'll give you some prices and sizes a little later. I checked some rental rates online. Many of the booking sites have, the individuals have put up units for rent. And here's part of the lounge area, very nice lounge area, covered lounge area, going out to the pool. And I will tell you about some of the experience some of the renters have had out here. I've had a number of people who have commented, who have rented here, and I've looked at some comments on Facebook pages. So there's some important information that you should know if you're going to rent from certain landlords out here anyway, and some unique issues. So I will talk about those a little bit later. Anyway, a very nice pool. There's transportation out there now. You can get grab cars, taxis. There is My Bus is owned by SM Malls, and they stop out there now. They've got a regular route that stops out there, so that's an option. I have walked to SM Mall Seaside from here, but you might not want to. A couple kilometers, less than a mile, I think. Anyway, this is the development. You're right along the main road that comes out of Cebu City going south. And this is Amalfi condominiums here in the center. And the plain white buildings have not been built yet, and that is still under planning, I'm sure. The past mayor had thought about developing an IT park type situation out here with lots of commercial buildings, and that had been put on hold last I had heard. This second set of building on the left is San Remo Oasis, and that's what we're looking at right now. And then we will look at Amalfi and talk a little bit about the area. There's another mall, Il Corso, just across the street from here, and we'll take a look. We were here on a holiday, so there was not sales staff available, but from the research I've done online, I believe most of these units are 2 bedroom in San Remo Oasis. Anywhere from 27 square meters, which is more like a studio, to 45 square meters. And prices, if you're going to buy, anywhere from 4 million, which is 80,000 US dollars approximately, to 6 million, which is 120,000 US dollars. Basketball court. Found one unit for sale online, 39 square meters or 950 square feet. Basketball is popular here, and keep that in mind if you don't mind the sound of balls bouncing. Rentals are listed on many of the online booking sites, Agoda, Airbnb, Booking.com, Hotels.com, Travelocity, or there's a number of different sites that list them. Anyway, keep in mind that each individual landowner, condo owner, is going to furnish them a little bit differently. So this is just an idea. This is a model unit that we were allowed to look into, and furnished pretty nicely, obviously. I've been told by some of the people who have commented that very nice area, very nice condos, but that the security was very strict. Well, that can be good, but it can also end up costing you a little bit. Let me explain that. One individual said that because they're very strict, you're only allowed maybe 2 people to use the pool. So if you have a family of 3 or 4 or 5 or 10, how many ever you have, they said that you had to pay an extra 150 pesos for each individual person to use the pool each day. So that could add up rather quickly. I've heard about the condo in Cebu City called Oasis 101, a similar policy. In that case, I knew a guy who was going to rent there, changed his mind because he was told that he would have to pay, I think, 100 pesos every time he wanted to use the pool, and that could add up. But a nice area, and I read one comment on a Facebook page that said they also, and this had to do with the landlord not really getting it set up properly, I think, that there was no agent there to meet them. It was right before a holiday. No agent there to meet them. They had to wait several hours just to get checked in. There were no towels. The water was on a prepaid plan. They had to have security set up an emergency plan that only lasted for a few hours to get water, and that they had to provide their own internet. So all those specific things should be nailed down with your landlord before renting. My experience with water bills in the 4 years I've been here is that the water is very cheap. My bill has never gone over 300 pesos. 300 pesos would be $6 a month. And anyway, nice thing about this is it looks like every unit that I've seen has split type air conditioning. That is usually much quieter and also much more efficient. I have split type in a 1-bedroom now, twice the size I had before, and my electric bill went down by 1,000 or 20 US dollars. The second development we're going to look at on City de Mare's site by Filinvest is Amalfi, and medium rise, 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom, I believe. And I think prices start a little over 6 million, a little over 120,000 on up. And 2 bedrooms range 52 square meters, 57 square meters, 257 square meters. Just to give you an average, 55 square meters is 592 square feet. We've got a pool, which I'll show you in a bit. And I'll show you a 2-bedroom. And let's see, the 3 bedrooms average or go for 85 square meters, 108 square meters, and 113 square meters. Now, just to give you an idea, 100 square meters is 100 square meters is 1,076 square feet. Just to give you a ballpark area there. And there again, the security allowed us to view a model unit that was furnished. These units, there are also many units that are for sale. There's also owners who are trying to sell their units they bought many years ago. I believe this development opened up about late 2013, early 2014. People were moving in, I believe. And so you can buy directly from the Filinvest people. You can buy through a number of different realtors. I have contacts with a number of realtors. I can put some contact information down, but you can use anyone you want, obviously. If you're renting, you will find most of the rentals listed on many of the different online rental sites. Some people use hotels.com, booking.com, agoda.com, airbnb.com. There are a number of other realty companies that also list rentals, so there's many options there. Very nice pools, kiddie pool, what they call a preteen pool, I think, and a lap pool, and nice covered lounge area outside. Rental prices will change by the season, by demand, by how well they're furnished. Do they include cable and Wi-Fi? How motivated is the owner, etc. Other factors involved. I am not a rental agent or a real estate agent. Occasionally I have people comment and ask me how much And I don't know the answers to all that. You have to deal with owners and real estate agents and online booking companies. I don't know any personal landlords there. But anyway, here's a look at another two-bedroom in Amalfi, and very well furnished. There again, if you're renting, they're going to be furnished differently. If you are going to purchase, of course, they don't come furnished, so you get a pretty much a bare shell. I think they'll have the kitchen cabinets in generally. You know, every developer is a little bit different, but they'll have the kitchen cabinets. Some as a special, they'll give you maybe a little bit of furniture, but I would prefer to buy my own because my experience with the free furniture is that it's not of the quality that I would like. I've had a few chairs fall apart in one area, one condominium that I rented that had furnished in fact, I had 3 or 4 different chairs. We tried gluing them back together, and then we finally went back to the developer and asked them to replace them. I suspect that this area is going to be developed relatively quickly with more buildings, commercial buildings, as well as other housing units. They've talked about putting in a college campus type area where people could, in dorms, where students could actually go to school, live in the area, and work in the area, all combined right in that area, which would cut down on transportation and time on the road. City de Mare is right off the main highway going north and south on Cebu Island. It's called Cebu South Coastal Road. And just as you go further in towards Cebu City, there's a new third bridge going over to Mactan. It's called the Cebu Cordova Link. It's going to be the longest bridge in the Philippines. Scheduled to be completed in, I think, 2021, I believe. I was able to peek in a window here, and this is more like what you will get with an unfurnished unit if you're going to purchase one, and then it's up to you to furnish it, of course. Il Corso, also by Filinvest, is the mall across the main highway. And here we're looking at the layout in their showroom. And you've got San Remo to the left, Amalfi right there, and then these plain buildings have not been built yet. And then across next to the ocean is just over there past those buildings. That is the mall. Big parking area there. And I also wanted to mention that some of these units have balconies, not real large balconies, but usable balconies, which is nice. And here we're looking at from San Remo Oasis to Amalfi. I believe that's how the direction we're looking, or the other way around, and gives you an idea. So here is where South Road Properties is on the map, and I'll zoom out and give you a little bit better idea also. SM Seaside, big mall right here. And here's your coastal road. Cowit, what they call Cowit Island here. And there's been an on again, off again plan to build. I believe they're going to build a casino out there, hotel casino resort, probably. I've heard it was on, I've heard it was on hold. So we'll see what happens there. And this here is City de Mare by Filinvest, the developer Filinvest. And AMFLI is one of those condominium projects. And over on this side here is the mall that they call Il Corso, the course. And I believe there's a lighthouse there according to this map as well. Now I'm going to go over to the more realistic view. This is Mambling, the barangay of Mambling. So you'll often see that on jeepneys. It means they're going from different parts of Cebu City out to Mambling. And here again, here's the big mall. And all of this South Road Properties, and this is the condominium project down here, and the mall over here. Il Corso, a little bit better of idea. Cebu City, Mandawi City, Mactan. Here's your international airport. The new bridge is coming in right around this area, I believe, right in this area, and is going to go over to Cordova. I'm not sure quite where it's going to make landfall over here, but I know they are widening this here road, and so there will be a lot of traffic and a way for them to get to this is a big and light industrial area over here, and I believe there's another one or two industrial areas on the island as well. Magellan's Cross, of course. Now my bus, which is presently it's owned and operated by SM Mall people, I believe. They run every place from the airport. You can take a My Bus from the airport, cross over to Park Mall and SM Mall. Where else? It stops at Robinson's Galleria, a little closer to the downtown area. It stops right down here before it heads out to SM Mall. Once it gets to, there are some express buses that go all the way out to Talisay City. Here's Talisay City. So you can get on an express bus, and it will make some of these stops, but it does not stop at the mall. It continues on to Talisay City and has, I think, 6 or 7 different stops in Talisay City before they finally stop at their terminal, turn around, go back the other direction. But my bus also stops at this condominium project, the Filinvest area. So you can take that from this area. They also stop right next to this little shopping mall over on this side. And here again is the more realistic topographic view of where it actually is laid out. And we're going to zoom in on this condominium type project down here. And so here you have the Il Corso Lighthouse and the little shopping mall over here, and the My Bus stops over here, and then you have the main visitor center coming into City de Mare. You have the main visitor center presently, this building here, and this whole area is the Filinvest project with a number of different condominium projects, AMALFI, and this area here is still open, and then they have Remo Oasis up here. Politics can play a big role in projects here and many places in the world, including the U.S. and Europe, whether you understand that or not. And I was told by a number of real estate agents with different companies that Filinvest was the only company that was going to be developing this area for the time being because of political issues. And we now have a new mayor, so we'll see going forward what happens with the plans there. And that may be why some of the things were put on hold temporarily. So we'll see with a new political climate here how the different developments and projects and things take off here. Anyway, thank you for watching. Just a brief introduction to that area. And please like the video. Please share the video. Please subscribe. Safe travels to you all wherever you're at. And I'll see you next time.